Guys, Pikachu here, also known as Anne. And this is the third and hopefully final tutorial for the Pokemon models that I will be doing. At least for a while. Now in this one, I am going to be showing you how to rip and convert models for Let's Go Pikachu and Sword and Shield. It is the same for both. So I'm just lumping the two together. Now what you're going to want is Blender if you don't already have it. And like I said previous times, I use version 2.92. Now I would prefer to use between 2.9 and 3.0. Just don't use the latest version of Blender. Because the plugins that I use aren't going to work for them for the most part. So there's that. What you're going to also want is switch Toolbox. You download the final release, which all you gotta do is go to releases here, and then you just click the zip file. I already have it. You're going to want Noesis. This is a model viewer, but it also allows you to batch convert things to a different extension, and I'm going to show you what I do later. Now for the plugins that I use, if you're just going to be using if you're just going to be doing this for MMD related purposes, you can just get MMD tools. It works fine. But if you plan on converting it to more than just MMD and you want to use it for let's say VR chat, Cat's Blender plugin is pretty good at that. And I do know this when it reaches 3.0 onward, it's kind of iffy on if it works or not. Because I tried it once before. So your best bet is to stick with a 2.9 2 if you're going to do this. But then again, what the hell do I know? Now, what you're going to want also is Blender source tools. Just hit release archives here and download for Blender 2.92 up. Just get the latest one. And I would highly suggest looking at the Pokemon models and whatnot to see what to have for Let's Go Eevee and Sword and Shield, to see like what Pokemon has been done and what hasn't been done, just so you're not wasting your time, so to speak. So yeah, there's not a lot here. And to get the files for Let's Go Pikachu, Eevee, and of course Sword and Shield, they'll be right here. And of course everything that I've gotten here came from Random Tongue Bush's model ripping project. All the links you pretty much could ever want is right here. The models, the things needed just for everything. And you're also going to want PokemonUVMapTools. You don't need this, but it does make it easier for at least the body. But I'm not going to use that. I'm going to show you a different way to do that. But anyways, let's begin with the tutorial. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you want to get your folder ready. For me, I already have my folder right here. And I've copied over my Switch Pokemon, the one I want to do, which is Umbreon. What you want to do is go to Toolbox, and you want to open up the program. Once the program has opened, you go to Open. You find the folder that you have the model in. Which for me is right in here. And what you want to open up is the GFBMDL file. And make sure you have the right model. It is by Pokedex number. Like national Pokedex number, so there's that. Anyways, now that I have my model here, I'm going to right click, export model. I'm going to find, of course, it's already there. It's going to export as a day, as a .dae file. And you hit save. Now you mess with nothing but just click OK. Now that that's done, you don't need it anymore. Now next you want to open is Noesis. I have seen people use Quick BMS, but Noesis is so much faster. Alright, now that I'm in the folder with Noesis, what I'm going to want you to do is open up, it doesn't matter which one, I just open up 64-bit because that's what I want to do. Now what you're going to want to do is find your folder that has your model in it, at least the textures, the B and TX textures. And for me, that is this one right here. Now what you want to do is go to Tools, Batch Process, and you want to name this one to BNTX, and you want to export that as a PNG file. Go to Folder, Batch, find and just leave it alone because it's already selected your folder. And as you can see, all of this is here. Just click export, and then when it's done, click OK, click close, and you don't need that anymore. Now this is the fun part. Now that I have everything I need, I could just delete all that. Now what I like to do is I like to open up the same folder twice because this is going to take a while. Just move everything and every single one of these files over to the main folder. Alright, now that I have all of those done, I'm just going to delete all of these but 4 folders. You don't have to do this, but this is what I'm doing. And that is because I'm simply gonna rename some of these folders here. Got normal, dorms, other. I have a habit of keeping files. And then shiny. And now that we have all of these, technically don't need this one, or this one. And this one, these two right here, this one can go into other, and the norms can go into the norm folder. Now, I'm simply going to be showing you the alternative method for, at the very least, the body and the eyes, because it will be the same for the mouth as well. And I'm just going to use the PokemonUVMapTools as to make things faster. Now for this, all you want to do is go to Image, Canvas Size. This is for you know, GIMP, but it works the same for all of them. So you want to ×2 that. Make sure that's all the way over to the left side. Resize it. Duplicate the picture file. And then mirror it. And then what you want to do is just move this over. And then make sure you align it. This is why UVMapTools is so good. It just makes this faster. And there you go. Then you click Save. Just overwrite it. You're not going to want the original file anyways because it's useless. Now for the mouth. For the eyes, I mean. Now this is the fun part. Alright. What you still want to do is you still want to double it. So you go to Canvas Size. Then ×2 it. But you want to make sure it's centered. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to zoom in. And then you're going to want to select the first half of the image. Make sure you're getting the whole thing. Just make sure you go all the way up. Of course, once again, the PokemonUVMapTools is so much faster. You want to Control-C and Control-V this. As soon as it responds. Then you mirror it. Just move that over. Make sure you zoom in real good. Just so you can get in there. Then you go back to that first, the first layer. And then you do the other half. Now I want you to time this. I'm gonna leave this as not sped up or anything. Now, just like you did with that side, Control C, Control V. Then mirror that. Then move this over. Make sure to align it real well. It would suck to make a mistake now, you know. And I messed up by remirroring it. And there you go. Now that that's done, I just want to take a quick moment. I'm going to leave it open. Open up another folder. Now go find the folder that you have your PokemonUVMapTools in. If you want to just skip over what I did. Now I want to show you how fast it is actually to do this. I am not joking. And there you go, done. Same thing with the textures for the eyes. Bam, done. It is so much faster doing it this way. I just wanted to show that other way just in case you wanted to do it that other way. I'm not sure why you would ever want to do that, to do it that way. But yeah. Now, I like to do this, but you don't have to. It's not just rename everything. Just so it's easier for you. This is how I've been doing it. I'm gonna go ahead and start the shiny since those are in front here. Whoops. I have a habit of doing that. I almost did it again, but the complete opposite. You could theoretically just leave the names as is. But it's obviously better if you can shorten a name. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and move these over to my normal folder. And I've already shown how to do the norms, so I'm just going to speed past this part. Alright, now that I've gotten the norms out of the way, I don't need this open anymore. Now, the next part is in Blender, so I'm going to open up Blender. Alright, now that Blender is open, what you want to do is go to File, Import, Day File, go to whatever folder you have your day file in. I went too far. There's my folder. Now you want to open up your model and you want to click all three of these and then click Import Collider. And as you can see, these are the weird lines I was talking about in my last tutorial. What you want to do is just click on the model, select it all by hitting A, then click M and then merge by distance. I've had a problem with this, so Control F, make sure everything is shade smooth, Alt N to reset vectors, Control E to clear sharp. Yes, this is literally what I do every single time I do this. Just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. Now what you're going to want to do is go over to the Shaders tab, or you can open up the Shaders tab in the Layout section. You don't need this. Everything's fine the way it is. You can load in your textures into the file. And this is how you find out like what's what. Now I'm just going to copy that. Delete that. This is from myself. It bothers me when it's just I, when technically it's both. And then you just do this for the others as well. You could also just delete this and then just click and drag the texture over that you want. And this is body. Now what I like to do is I like to have it in like a set order, so body needs to go all the way up at the top. And you could theoretically just leave it as that, but personally I like to do this. I go to the UV editing tab, go to my eyes, because that's what I have selected here. As you can see, it's all the way up here. And what I like to do is I like to just put the UV map, the UVs back on the texture map. So GY -1, or is it the dash? I don't know like the actual term of it is. But it's right next to the plus and equal sign, right next to the backspace. If that makes sense. Now unclick off of that and then select the mouth. You can go over to the mouth texture, select all of that, and instead of 1 it's GY -2. And that just puts it back on the map. And there you go. Now you could just export the model, so yeah, you would hit armature, go to MMD, click convert, and then export. But I will do that in a little bit. But first, I gotta do something with these bones. It bothers me so much that it's like that. So I'm going to put these in front, and I'm going to meet you right back here when I get done moving the bones around and stuff. Alright, now that I'm back, that wasn't too bad compared to how I was doing it before, which I didn't click all three of those options. So it took way longer. But now I do that, it doesn't take too long. Now what I like to do is I like to update the day file. So export day, finding my folder that I have everything in. In texture options, I'm not going to copy, doesn't need it. And then I just export it. Now I'm going to do what I said to do before. Click on armature, convert, click OK, make sure that's selected, and then export the model, put it in with the put it in the folder you have your textures in, and then you can leave it as untitled or name it to whatever Pokemon you happen to have. And then I click the check mark so it doesn't copy the textures. Doesn't need it. It just makes a folder with the textures in it. It's redundant. And then you click export. Now when that says it's exported, you can go to your folder. And like for instance right here I have Umbreon. And I just open up my PMD editor. I'm just going to enlarge this because it's very small. And then you just load in your model. Of course, you could always resize it in Blender to the right size you want it to be in. But this is an example because I'm just going to reuse the one that I had before, which is the 3DS export of it, or the 3DS version of it, but yeah. And of course, it is going to be rigged, as you can clearly tell. So you can pose the model and do whatever you so wish. But anyways, yeah, that's how you X, you convert a model from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and Sword and Shield to PMD, or well, PMX in this case. So I hope this tutorial was indeed helpful. If you so wish, I go into more detail on how I work on my models and stuff in my first tutorial. So I'll also have that linked in the description below as well. So goodbye.